Hello and welcome to this advanced mandolin lesson on how to play the melody to Autumn Leaves and how to turn it into a really interesting chordal jazz arrangement. I should point out that I am recording this on the rainiest day of the year in the UK, and that is saying something, so if you hear any thunderstorms, it's sort of coming from over here, from my side of the camera, not from yours. Hopefully, at the end of the lesson, we're going to have a nice jazz arrangement that sounds a bit like this. Everything we talk about in the next 10-15 minutes or so is included on a free PDF, which is linked in the description below, so please make sure you download that so you have all the tab and music in front of you. The first thing we need to do is just establish the melody and the chords to this. So that is included on the PDF. I'm not going to talk anything about it. I'm just going to dive in. I did an old lesson on how to play the chords for this, so I will again link that in the description below. I'm just going to do a split screen, chords and melody, 2 A's, 1 B of the melody to Autumn Leaves. Metronome set to about 130. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, so that is our melody and chords established, and again for advanced players I do suggest you pause this, look at the chords and make sure you're familiar, maybe not with all of the arpeggios, but at least what you need to make up the arpeggios. So for example, what makes an A minor into an A minor 7, it's adding a G. What makes a G major 7, it's with the F sharp. I think little things like that are worth knowing at this point, because we're going to do a lot of adding some chords, so knowing your arpeggios is going to be quite useful. I've got a halfway version. The version I played at the start of this lesson is what I've called version 2. We're going to do version 1 first, which is sort of the first step on the ladder to playing these jazz arrangements. Now the great thing about Autumn Leaves is the fact that there's quite a lot of space. So 2, 3, 4, 1. So you're on that C for 5 beats. So it seems an awful waste of time for me. Just leave that note ringing. Why don't we add a chord in? Because that's on the A string. So we've got two strings underneath there, free to add some chords. So you could just go for the straight A minor chord, and then to a D chord. But we're an advanced player. I think we can look for neater solutions. I want the neatest little solution. What's the nicest way I can resolve between chords? So for example, going from A minor 7 to D7 with the C, keeping the C as the melody, you've got there A, G, C. So if you just flatten that G to an F sharp, you end up with a D7. So A minor 7, D7. And I love little things like that. Efficiency of movement. You know, there's no point going every time. There's occasions we need to do that in this tune, but yeah, examples like that are great on the mandolin, and it makes you an advanced player. Not going for the flashy solution, going for the neatest solution. So I've applied that principle across the piece. The whole tune is sort of da 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 da. You know, a couple of quarter notes and then a held note. So we can do that everywhere. So for example, the second phrase goes from a G major 7, and I've gone for G, F sharp and B, resolving to the C major 7. and then an F sharp minor 7. So I've got the 7th on the bass, resolve into a B7. So I've gone through every little chord change and sort of seen where on the mandolin I can fit those in without at any point losing that melody. That's one thing to notice. The melody note is in all of these. So I think all we need to do is dive in and play it. I will do my best. I will put in a close-up of my hand playing it here, so you can get a better look of how I finger it. You're welcome to do your own. Advanced players are kind of a bit more independent than beginner and intermediate, so if you find a better way of playing this, go for it. But this is version 1 of Autumn Leaves. And just a quick note on the rhythm as well. So I've tabbed it out as... So a strum on every bar. I'm not being that accurate. You might have noticed earlier, it's sort of... It's just keeping the occasional strum in there. Definitely keeping your right hand going on the downs and ups with a bit of a swing. So not... There's a swing to it. So that's the feel I'm going for. You can fill it in however you want, but that's how I'll be doing it. So here we go. Autumn Leaves, version 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Second time bar. B part. As tricky as that is, I think we can make it harder. So that now we've established sort of adding some chords in and what resolutions we can do. In the process of writing those chords, I noticed there was quite a few different shapes I could use for each chord. So I thought, to make it harder, why don't we move between those shapes during the sort of 5 beats we have? So for example, the first one, you've got an A minor here, sort of C, A and C. Resolve back to where we started, and then the D. So you've got 3 chords where there's 2, and then through the G major 7 and the C major 7, you've got actually a line you could do. So you can yes, the G naturally is a bit of a note that doesn't fit in the G major 7, but it's nice as a passing note. So if I was to play the first 2 phrases now, and notice I've just put the rhythm a fraction simpler for the first one, just so you can hear the chord change. And then, so again for the F sharp minor 7, start on 6 and 4, up to 9 and 4, resolve into 8 and 4. So you, as well as all these chords you're adding, you can still keep movement going whilst you, as well, keep the melody going. So you've got quite a lot going on there. And then I've just changed the rhythm a couple of times, and I've added, in the B part, I've added a little cross pick as well, and then just a little sort of ending phrase to end the 8 part. But to finish this lesson, I'm going to play through, same speed as we have been doing, 115 BPM. I'm going to play through version 2 with all the movement, all the extra notes, and you can hear how we've turned what is essentially quite a simple melody into a really nice melody chord arrangement just through knowing the arpeggios, knowing where the chords are, and to be honest, quite a lot of trial and error. This version didn't come off, instantly. It took me quite a lot of editing, trying stuff out. So this takes a bit of work, but it's so satisfying when it does come together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And again. Second time bar this time. So there is your complete advanced arrangement of Autumn Leaves. Chords, melody, strumming, everything I can throw at you as an advanced player. There's obviously even more you could do. You could do a combination of the two on the repeat and everything else in between. I hope you've enjoyed the lesson. Please do get in touch if you have any questions. If you want any further watching or learning on this, there's a guy called Aaron Weinstein who does amazing jazz arrangements on solo mandolin. He's way cleverer than anything I can do. So do look him up if you'd like to know more. For more free lessons, head over to mandomike.com and hit like and subscribe while you're here. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next month.